I still remember the exact second the judge's eyes widened, the way his pen froze midair, and the small, involuntary that escaped his lips. My mother's perfectly applied lipstick cracked when her mouth fell open. My father's face went the color of printer paper. And in that tiny, air-conditioned courtroom in Key Largo, the lie they'd spent 6 months building collapsed with one envelope. They thought they'd won the day Grandma's casket was lowered. They were wrong. My name is Lieutenant Commander Harper Vega, U.S. Coast Guard. I've faced 30-foot seas, drug runners and go-fast boats, and a hurricane that tried to eat Miami alive. But nothing prepared me for coming home on emergency leave to find my parents had already emptied my grandmother Abuela Sophia's 7 little conch cottages and put for sale, investor package signs on every single one. Abuela Sophia raised me to. My parents were too busy chasing the next real estate flip in Orlando to notice their kid needed dinner, braces, or someone in the stands at graduation. Abuela gave me all of it, plus calloused hands from painting shutters every summer and the smell of café con leche baked into my soul. Those cottages, Coral, Turquesa, Limon, Rosa, Sol, Luna, and Little Mar, weren't just income property. They were her ministry. Snowbirds on fixed incomes, veterans recovering from war, single moms hiding from exes, artists who needed quiet. Abuela kept the rent criminal low and the welcome mat wide open. She always told me, Mija, when I go, these houses stay in the family, but only the part of the family that has a heart. That's you. I believed her. My parents clearly didn't. 2 days after the funeral, Dad texted. Handling the estate. Noel found. Don't worry your pretty uniformed head. Mom added a peach emoji. A peach emoji. I flew in from Kodiak, Alaska, still wearing winter pale and smelling like jet fuel, expecting grief, hugs, maybe a shoebox of papers. Instead, I got a locked gate and a realtor's card taped to Abuela's front door. That night I broke in through the kitchen window, old habits from teenage years, and found the house stripped of everything that mattered. Her recipe box, the Virgin de Guadalupe statue, every photo of me in uniform. But they missed one thing. A yellowed envelope taped under the drawer of her nightstand that read, For Harper Valentina Vega, only if they lie. Inside was a single key and a note in her spidery handwriting. Marine Bank, Box 1947. Bring ID. Bring courage. They'll fight dirty. I love you bigger than the ocean. The next morning I walked into Marine Bank wearing my service dress blues. The manager took one look at the medals, the jaw set like concrete, and led me straight to the vault. Box 1947 was the size of a shoebox and weighed a ton. Inside, a fully executed will dated 4 months earlier, leaving me 100% ownership of all 7 cottages to be used as sanctuary, never sold. Notary seal, 2 witnesses, the church secretary and the town librarian. A second, newer envelope marked insurance. I opened it with shaking hands. It was a thumb drive. I plugged it into the bank's computer right there. A video date stamped the week Abuela died. She looked frail but fierce, sitting on her porch rockered. If you're watching this, I'm dancing with the saints. Harper, these houses are yours. I signed the will with Miss Elena at the library. If my son and his wife say different, play the rest. Then the camera panned to my father walking up the path holding a folder, my mother behind him clutching a bottle of Abuela's heart pills. You could hear everything. Dad, Mama, just sign this new power of attorney and we'll take care of everything. Abuela, I already signed my will, Mijo. Dad's voice turning red. That one's outdated. This is better. Abuela, soft but steel. No, Raphael. I'm leaving them to Harper. The video shakes. Clearly the librarian is filming through the screen door. Dad's voice drops to a hiss. You're making a mistake. Abuela cuts him off. I made my choice. Leave the papers and leave my house. You hear the screen door slam. Then my father's muffled curse and my mother saying, We'll handle it after. The video ends with Abuela looking straight into the lens, eyes shining. Harper, fight for them. Their home, not money. I sat in that bank vault and cried like a child. Fast forward 6 weeks. My parents had lawyered up, claiming Abuela was confused, heavily medicated, undue influence from the granddaughter who never visited, my favorite lie. They produced a forged will conveniently found in a kitchen drawer, leaving everything to them. The notary on their document? A woman who'd lost her license 2 years earlier for fraud. But money buys confidence, and they strutted into court like peacocks. I walked in wearing blues again. Judge Delgado, old-school Cuban, no patience for bullshit, took one look at my rack of ribbons, then at my parents' Rolexes, and you could almost hear him choose sides. Their lawyer started the performance. My clients were the primary caregivers. I slid the envelope across the bench. Judge Delgado opened it, expecting some tear-jerking letter. Instead, he saw the thumb drive. He raised an eyebrow. Counsel, approach with a laptop. 30 seconds later, the entire courtroom, bailiff, clerk, even the janitor poking his head in, watched my 83-year-old abuela outsmart her own son on camera. When Dad's voice snarled through the speakers, my mother actually whimpered. The judge didn't yell. He didn't have to. He looked at my parents like they were something stuck to his shoe and said, Mr. and Mrs. Vega, you have 30 seconds to explain why I shouldn't refer this for criminal prosecution right now. Dead silenced. Then my father, voice cracking. We were trying to protect the estate. Judge Delgado, by committing felony forgery and elder abuse on camera?
He turned to me.
Lieutenant Commander Vega, do you wish to press charges? I looked at my parents, really looked at. Dad's arrogance had melted into shame. Mom was crying real tears for the first time I could remember. I stood. No, Your Honor. I want the cottages, the will enforced, and a permanent injunction against sale, and court-supervised accounting of every penny they've already spent. But I won't put my own blood in prison if they agree never to set foot on the property again. He granted it all in under 5 minutes. 3 months later, the cottages are mine. Rent's still stupid low. Waitlist a mile long. I turned Abuela's house into a free retreat for female veterans. We call it Casa Valentina. My parents sold their McMansion in Orlando, moved into a 2-bedroom condo, and Dad sends me a handwritten apology every month on the same yellow legal paper. I haven't answered yet. Some wounds take longer. But every morning I walk the shoreline at sunrise with Abuela's old mug in my hand, watch the light hit the pastel roofs, and I swear I hear her laughing on the breeze. She always said the ocean keeps receipts. Turns out, so do grandmothers. If this story hit you in the feels, do me a solid, hit subscribe. Because the next time someone tells you blood is thicker than water, remind them the full saying is, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Choose your family wisely, warriors. Sometimes the real ones are the ones who choose you back.